And we are following breaking news for you. One driver still missing, one arrested on suspicion of DUI after a crash that shut down all lanes of I-5 on the Ship Canal Bridge all morning long. And we now understand that the traffic is moving once again. If it's not, it will be any second now.
All right, so that is some good progress this morning. We also want to say good morning here. I'm Liz DeWicki.
I'm Bill Wixie, and we have team coverage this morning. Brian Flores at the scene below the Ship Canal Bridge this morning, where crews are searching for that missing driver. John Hopperstad just south of the scene with a different vantage point right now. We begin with Adam Gerke, who's been tracking some pretty serious backups all morning. Adam?
Yep, and so exactly. We take a look at what's happening here right now as we see this southbound I-5, the main line lanes reopening. We see the DOT trucks hauling through here, kind of moving through in a fairly systematic order, making sure all the lanes are in decent shape as you make your way out of town. And now we have a Monet. That's wonderful. There we go. Southbound I-5, trying to make your way in through this whole scene, looking better and better. We're going to see that improve. And about 10-15 minutes ago, I said it's going to be about 10-15 minutes, and boom, here it is. We're reopening. In the meantime, though, a lot of traffic has been routed into the express lanes because that was the only game in town to get you in through town using I-5 with the express lanes. That put a lot of traffic onto 99 instead, also onto surface streets. But now that we have the main line and the express lanes back open again, here in the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to start to watch some of that backup subside. Right now, from Everett into Seattle, that's about a 75-minute drive, and it's about a 68-minute drive southbound 405 as folks have peeled off to try and avoid I-5. But at this stage of the game, I'm going to say budget in the extra time, because either way, it's going to take you about that extra half an hour, and just stay the course, and you will handle this one okay. Meanwhile, we're also watching difficulties on the east side, Carnation, 202 near Ames Lake Road, trees across the roadway. That's still an issue. Do want to get back to this mess, though, because we've got so many boots on the ground investigating. John Hopperstad in one of those points of position right now, right near Roanoke. John, what are you seeing at this point?
Yeah, Adam, in the morning commute's kind of been inverted now because they just opened, as you mentioned, the southbound lanes here, and we're seeing free-flowing traffic coming into the downtown area in those southbound lanes. The express lanes, however, where normally people would jump in those to cruise into downtown Seattle much easier, they're still bogged down here, although it is starting to pick up somewhat, at least through here. We're in the Roanoke overpass. It does bog down, though, once again, once you get through where we are towards Mercer Street. Meantime, the northbound lanes are opening up once again. Now that that crash has been cleared, these were there were some big backups here in the northbound lanes as well, just from people looking over to that crash scene throughout the morning. So it really created a mess through this area here. But now that that crash has been cleared, we're starting to see traffic flow better here as well. And of course, the cars now flowing in the southbound lanes for the first time in hours because of that crash. A very unusual situation too around that crash. And for more on that, let's join Brian Flores. Brian.
Hey, John. Yeah, good morning. It's unusual because we don't know where this second driver is, as we've been talking about. Just in case you're joining us, of course, there is that big crash right above me here along I-5 that has since been cleared. It involved two cars. One of the drivers has been arrested for DUI, but the search continues this morning for that second driver. Washington State Patrol, I spoke with them earlier this morning. The only details they have is that they believe with fairly good certainty that this is a male driver. Now, there's a couple of options where this driver could be. Either that driver walked off to one of the exits off the Ship Canal Bridge, or perhaps exits south, or the other thinking from earlier this morning is that perhaps this driver may have fallen from the Ship Canal Bridge 182 feet below here to Lake Union. Now, I want to show you some video of that search that happened. This is roughly around 5 o'clock this morning. We had Seattle Police Search and Rescue Crews, Seattle Fire Search and Rescue Crews. They were out here on Lake Union trying to look for this person, whether it was a body or this person from this crash. They have since concluded that search. They were searching for about an hour. It has since turned from a rescue mission to a recovery mission. What that basically means is that they have this certain window there to where they can fairly certain find a person, a living person, but at this point they just don't know where this person is at this point. But here's more from the search from Seattle Fire earlier this morning.
Once Harbor Patrol arrived on scene, they were able to pick our diver up from the shore, bring them out to directly underneath the bridge, and then at that point they were able to splash a diver into the water, and they did a fan search, which is where they searched the area like this from where we think that person could be located.
And as we take it back out here live, again, there's a couple of first responders there on this building right next to the Salmon House, if you're familiar with the area here. They're here standing by. But the good news in terms of the silver lining, in terms of what happened here, traffic is moving once again. One person, though, arrested for DUI. Another person, the second driver presumably, remains missing. We'll continue to follow this story and we'll bring you the very latest. But for now, we're live in Seattle. Brian Flores, Fox 13 News.